At the crack of dawn on a frigid winter morning in eastern Ukraine, where the haze of gunfire mingled with relentless explosions, soldiers from Ukraine's National Guard 18th Slovyansk Brigade prepared for a critical mission. Before launching their assault, the brigade's drone reconnaissance team quietly identified a high-value target, a Russian 2S-1 Gvozdika self-propelled howitzer concealed under dense camouflage in a sparse forest. Leveraging reconnaissance drones and FPV, first-person view technology, the unit executed a precise strike, destroying the target despite Russian defensive efforts. This was more than a tactical win. It underscored the evolution of modern warfare, where technology and ingenuity are decisive. Real-time reconnaissance, multi-unit coordination, and precision-guided weapons marked a turn point in Ukraine's response to Russia's numerically superior forces. The operation stemmed from an initial intelligence report when a Ukrainian infantry unit near the front line detected sustained artillery fire from the northeast, roughly 6.2 miles away. The barrages, characteristic of 122mm self-propelled guns firing at 4 to 5 rounds per minute, suggested the presence of a mobile artillery system like the 2S-1 Gvozdika. To confirm, Captain Alexei, commander of the 18th Slovyansk Brigade's drone unit, ordered the deployment of a team of unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, to the suspected area. 3 reconnaissance UAVs, each weighing under 4.4 pounds and equipped with high-resolution infrared and optical cameras, took off silently from a clearing near the base. Designed for stealthy data collection, these drones had a range of 12.4 miles and a 40-minute flight time. They used advanced GPS navigation and encrypted data links to evade Russian electronic countermeasures. Under the control of Sergeant Mykola, a seasoned reconnaissance specialist, the UAVs flew at 330 feet, gliding over scorched fields and war-torn village remnants, scanning in a grid pattern for signs of Russian artillery. After 2 hours of continuous flight, one UAV detected an anomaly in a sparse forest. Infrared imagery revealed a large object covered with camouflage netting and foliage, but a 13-foot gun barrel and distinctive MTLB chassis tracks were visible. Mykola zoomed in, confirming it was a 2S-1 Gvozdika, a 122mm self-propelled howitzer with a 9.4-mile range, weighing 17.3 tons and protected by 0.8-inch armor at the engine compartment. Operated by a 4-man crew, the 2S-1 Gvozdika could fire up to 5 rounds per minute of high-explosive or armor-piercing shells, capable of devastating infantry and light armor. The surrounding area showed signs of a small Russian unit, including scouts and signal jamming equipment, indicating tight security. A Zu-23-2 short-range anti-aircraft system with twin 23mm guns and a 1.6-mile effective range was nearby, along with an R-330 ZGTEL jamming system, capable of disrupting GPS and drone control signals within a 12.4-mile radius. UAV data was relayed to the base instantly. Intelligence analysts pinpointed the 2S-1 Gvozdika's exact location, nestled in a grove 1,000 feet from a small stream. Imagery also revealed a nearby mobile air defense unit with a 12.7mm machine gun and a wideband signal jammer. This report shaped the attack plan, aiming not only to destroy the 2S-1 Gvozdika, but also to bypass Russia's air defenses without exposing Ukrainian positions. Analysts also identified an MTLB ammunition carrier near the Howitzer, loaded with about 40 122mm shells, raising the potential for a secondary explosion if the strike succeeded. At a concealed forest base, the command room buzzed with focused tension. Captain Oleksiy stood before a map, the 2S1 Gwozdika's coordinates clearly marked. Drone operators and technicians huddled around screens, prepping for the strike. A howitzer like the 2S1 Gwozdika, though less advanced than 155mm systems, posed a significant threat with its sustained indirect fire, capable of inflicting heavy losses on Ukrainian infantry. Each 122mm shell could create an 82-foot kill zone, enough to demolish Ukrainian defenses if not neutralized swiftly. Technicians inspected each FPV drone, compact yet lethal weapons. The primary drone, codenamed Sokol, featured a high-resolution camera, a top speed of 75 miles per hour, and a directional explosive warhead capable of penetrating 7.9 inches of armor. Its lithium-ion battery provided 10 to 15 minutes of flight time, while a 5.8 GHz transmission system ensured clear visuals despite jamming. Sokol could rapidly switch frequencies to counter systems like the R330Z. Two backup FPV drones, each carrying fragmentation warheads, were prepped in case Sokol failed. Every detail, from motors to explosives, was meticulously checked to ensure mission success. Using reconnaissance data, Captain Oleksiy devised a diversionary tactic. 3 small reconnaissance UAVs would fly low, simulating an attack 1.2 miles from the 2S1 Gwozdika to draw Russian air defenses. Meanwhile, Sokol would take an arcing route, using hilly terrain and trees to mask its signal. The path was mapped digitally, with waypoints to avoid Russian low-altitude radar. The team prepared 3 contingency plans, from jamming to drone loss, to ensure success. A second kamikaze drone, codenamed Volk, was readied to target the ammunition carrier if Sokol succeeded, maximizing damage. As dawn broke, the drone team launched. The reconnaissance group took off from a clearing 1.9 miles from the base, flying at 66 feet over burned grasslands and village ruins. Their mission was to sow chaos, distracting Russian defenses. Programmed to drop flares and emit false signals, the UAVs tricked Russian forces into expecting a larger attack. A 12.7mm machine gun opened fire, downing 1 UAV, but the others circled, pulling Russian focus from the 2S1 Gwozdika. Russia's Zu-23-2 fired relentlessly, unleashing 200 rounds per minute, but the UAV's speed and rugged terrain made them hard targets. Sokol launched from a separate site 5 miles from the target. Sergeant Andrei, controlling Sokol via FPV goggles, focused on the display. The drone flew at 49 feet, weaving through treetops and valleys to avoid radar. GPS was disabled to reduce detection risk. Andrei navigated using terrain maps and camera feeds. Russian jammers intermittently disrupted the video, but Sokol's frequency hopping system maintained the link. The R330Z jammed the 5.8 GHz band heavily, forcing Andrei to switch between backup channels from 5.2 GHz to 6.0 GHz to stabilize the signal. Sokol's route was perilous. Crossing an open plain risked detection, so Andrei kept it low, sometimes just feet from the ground, using bomb craters and shrubs for cover. At one point, Sokol nearly hit a branch, but Andrei's quick reflexes saved it. When a Russian low-altitude radar swept the area, Sokol paused under a thicket for 30 seconds to avoid detection. After 7 minutes, it reached a small hill 0.9 miles from the target, poised for the strike. The decisive moment arrived. From the hill, Andriy adjusted Sokol's camera, zooming in on the Tu-S1 Gwozdika. Camouflaged with netting and mud, its barrel and MTLB tracks were visible. Andriy sent a confirmation signal to base, and Captain Alexei ordered the attack. Sokol surged at 75 miles per hour, curving to evade anti-aircraft fire. The reconnaissance team kept Russian defenses occupied, giving Sokol its window. At 1,600 feet from the target, Russian jammers disrupted the feed, but Andriy switched frequencies, regaining control. A Russian lookout spotted movement, but Sokol was too close to stop. In the final seconds, a Russian soldier fired a Kalashnikov rifle, but the drone's speed and erratic path thwarted the attempt. At 33 feet, Sokol dove into the Tu-S1 Gwozdika, targeting the engine compartment's thin armor. It pierced the netting, striking the hull. A massive explosion erupted, sending a black plume skyward. The directional warhead destroyed the engine, triggering a secondary blast from the internal ammunition, shredding the howitzer into burning wreckage. Moments later, Vovk struck the nearby MTLB ammunition carrier, detonating 40 122mm shells in a colossal fireball that ravaged the Russian position. The Tu-S1 Gwozdika was obliterated, and the ammo explosion caused further damage to nearby Russian forces. Reconnaissance drones reported at least 5 Russian soldiers killed and damage to a 12.7mm machine gun and other defenses. The strike eased artillery pressure on Ukrainian lines, enabling infantry to reinforce defenses. Social media footage spread rapidly, boosting Ukrainian morale and signaling Russian vulnerability. The strike unfolded amid the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict, with drones proving game changers. Low-cost, high-impact FPV drones like Sokol enable Ukraine to counter Russian firepower. Costing $500 to $1,000 compared to millions for a Tu-S1 Gwozdika, these drones offer unmatched economic efficiency. The 18th Sloviansk Brigade's operation showcased technology and courage. From recognition to execution, each step was precise and innovative, turning a small drone into a devastating weapon. The victory weakened Russian artillery in the area and opened opportunities for Ukrainian counterattacks, exploiting enemy disarray. It not only strengthened Ukraine's position, but also shaped the future of warfare, where technology dictates outcomes. A third observation drone, flying at 660 feet to avoid Russian defenses, captured the entire strike in crisp detail. The footage showed Sokol and Vovk hitting the Tu-S1 Gwozdika and ammunition carrier, with consecutive blasts shaking the forest. The drone's perspective highlighted the attack's precision and the 18th Sloviansk Brigade's seamless coordination. The video was swiftly published by Defense Express, a leading Ukrainian military outlet. The accompanying article praised Ukraine's innovative tactics and advanced technology, emphasizing the FPV drone's role in shifting the battlefield. The video's viral spread amplified Ukrainian military and civilian morale, delivering a powerful message about their modern warfighting capabilities to adversaries.